Hello, Internet, and welcome to a nice, juicy episode of SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast, where we discuss all things Sony-related. That was very redundant and inefficient. A waste of 5 seconds of our time. Folks, that's not how you run a time economy for a good podcast. As always, I'm joined on my virtual left by the vivacious...
Oh, is that? Oh, Mark Sullivan. When the fuck vivacious? That's what threw me off. When the? Whoa.
Mark's all, trying to act all shy, coy. Pretending like he doesn't know what's up.
I'm used to hearing the words loyal and faithful, not vivacious.
Oh, honey, you're vivacious and sexy. But loyal is one thing you are not.
What?
Making a joke, Mark. Moving on.
Oh.
And to my virtual right, the lovely
Delaila Lugo.
You get lovely, but I'm vivacious.
What are you talking about? Delilah's always lovely. Every episode.
No, I'm saying she gets lovely, but I'm
with
vivacious.
you. I don't know what the fuck I'm getting, Mark.
Oh, god damn it.
Folks, we're at number 55, and it's a jam-packed episode. I'm just kidding. We got a few stories.
That's pretty
some
jam-packed.
Interesting things. I mean, it's packed, but it's things that we tend to talk about a lot. I'll give you two guesses as to two of the topics we got going on this episode, and anybody who's listened to any SonyCentric episode will guess both of those in one guess.
Yep.
Wait. Oh.
And I just blew Mark's mind with my math.
A little bit. But do we want to do? What do we want to do? That one age-old tradition we always have.
One last time, the strange merchant comes around the corner with his blue light, his fucking trench coat, and he asks one thing.
What's that thing?
What have you been playing?
Ooh.
Damn.
Who are we starting with?
I'll buy it at a high price. I don't know. Who would give me more money to go first?
Probably me.
Alright, then Delaila gets to go first.
Well, I haven't had much time to play games, but as usual, I'm playing Overwatch. The event is still on for the Year of the Cocks. It ends this week. And
are there any good dildo laced costumes to get?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Imagine a diva costume where one of her miniguns is replaced by a giant vibrator.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And a giant dildo that just shoots bullets. Oh,
Honestly, Jason, that might be too much for the fandom to handle.
No, dude, the fandom would go berserk.
I know, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. They might not be able to handle it, though. It might be too much.
Anyway, sorry, Delaila, continue.
It's okay. Then everyone's gonna want to get her golden gun and then have golden dick guns, so...
Oh!
Nice!
I also beat Resident Evil... last week or the week before. Maybe the week before I beat Resident Evil in like 2 sittings. I beat it. Awesome game. Go play it, everyone. I highly recommend it. And I literally played half a level of Hitman, which I still haven't beaten yet. And that's about it.
Alright, Mark, what have you been doing?
Don't be more disappointed. But, I don't know. What have I been playing? Oh, I realized I wanted to do this before, it's over for a year apparently. I went back to Final Fantasy 15 to do that dumb Moogle Chocobo Carnival, which has like some strengths and some really major weaknesses, but overall it's a nice little romp.
Yeah, I gotta go back to Final Fantasy 15 at some point just to finish off all the, end game stuff.
Right.
Although the thing is I'm kind of confused, and I guess we won't really know until the content comes. But I'm confused as to how additional story content, and any changes they make will be accessed post game. Like,
Well,
I wonder if
the
they'll
whole
have like a
thing.
chapter select option.
But
That'd be good.
my theory is really just like that's why they made New Game Plus the way it is, where you can do New Game Plus and you keep all your levels and nothing gets stronger. So you can just go through New Game Plus and then breeze through everything to see anything they added, post release.
Well, I don't
Which
even
is
care
kind
so
of
much.
a really upsetting and dumb way to do it, but
Yeah, I don't even care so much about that. It's just the fact that I don't want to spend like 3 hours replaying all those sections where you have to like slowly open up the open world map and then you get to the story. Like, I'd rather just be able to jump straight to whatever it is, chapter 13.
right.
Not chapter 13, it's like chapter 9 or 10, right? That you go off to you go off in the boat.
Baltisha.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but that's not really that big of a deal. We won't talk much more about it though. Yeah, no, I feel you. I kind of get it. That their workaround seems to just be making New Game Plus as kind of weak and flimsy as possible. But maybe they will implement something so that people that have already beaten it can just like maybe we can get a theater, like a cutscene theater. It wouldn't be the first time they've done that. Final Fantasy X had the Sphere theater thing.
Yeah, man. Metal Gear Solid, like, with all the substance and subsistence.
I'm talking strictly Final Fantasy, but yeah, like if we got something like what Metal Gear used to do, in Subsistence, where
I
they
used
had,
to
like,
actually
the big
watch
theater.
those things in high school. That says a lot about who I was as a kid.
Yo, man, with the limited edition, it came with the limited edition of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Like you get like
it was a 2-hour
movie
DVD,
version.
yeah.
I
It
fucking
was like
love
edited.
it.
It was edited down to be watchable in
Yeah.
like a 2 or 3 hour setting.
Shit is dope. But other than that, yeah, I revisited that so I could do the carnival. Not PlayStation related, but I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem Heroes. Because
Fuck off.
because I really do like gacha mobile games. Alright, you guys will be proud of me, and I think I already told you guys this, but I quit Final Fantasy Record Keeper and Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I
Good for
removed them
you.
from my phone, they're deleted, like I have moved on, because I couldn't keep up. Even with Fire Emblem, I'm kind of struggling to log in and play a decent amount every day, like already, and I really enjoy the game, but like, I don't know, I really, really like those kinds of games, and Fire Emblem is really awesome. It's, yeah, like I said, it's not PlayStation related, it's not Sony related, but, it's worth a shot if you like that kind of game.
Alright.
Jason, what are you up to?
So, like, I've kind of been all over the place. I briefly jumped back into Destiny, which we will talk about in a little bit in more detail. I don't know why I did that. I reinstalled it and was just fucking around in there, doing shit, seeing what that world was like after having not played it for I think the longest stretch of time since I've gotten my PS4. I don't know how many months. Must have been, I think, since September or October.
Yeah.
A damn junkie.
But what else? Oh, Persona 4 Golden.
Oh yeah!
I finally downloaded that to my Vita. I really got into that. Well, by really got into that, I mean I put in like 3 or 4 hours, because that's literally all I had to play games.
Right.
Just between work, real life, walking the dog, doing dishes, watching Star Wars Rebels. I mean, there's so much shit and only so many hours in the day. So, yeah, that's really been it, honestly. Unfortunately, I guess I'm saving most of my gaming energy until Horizon comes out.
Oh yeah, that's a couple weeks now.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to get Neo, but I just felt like I had to prioritize school because I was having trouble snapping back, and with Neo it would just like make it harder to snap back into school. So I might put it on the backlog, or I might cave next week and buy it. Who knows? I'm hearing excellent things about it, so I definitely want to play and talk about it on the show because it sounds like a game worth playing and worth talking about.
Yeah, I mean this year is definitely off to a good start. Resident Evil 7 is doing great critically. Neo's doing great critically.
Yeah.
Fucking John Wick 2 has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Fucking juiced.
Lego Batman is getting good ratings too.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like most things so far have been doing really well. Like Gravity Rush 2 was pretty well received. Kingdom Hearts, like with the with 0.2 being the only new thing there, like a lot of people were really into it.
What about Tales? Tales of Berseria? Any of you guys played that?
I played the demo. I just I can't get into it.
I feel like I've heard good things, but Tales is, it's always been, it's like been the most popular niche JRPG.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just not my
No,
style.
yeah.
There's just, maybe I'm missing it, but there's not enough there's not enough of a tactical or strategic perspective, or I don't ever really feel like I'm progressing enough to really call it like an RPG. It feels more like a niche Japanese action game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Nah, I'll tell you what you have to play. If you want that, you gotta play that Hyperdimension Neptunia series.
Alright, don't even start with that. On to the news.
The news.
So this is the freshest fish of the bunch. Oh, that's a tongue twister if I ever heard one.
Man, that was tough.
Yeah,
That was really
took a
brutal
few
to get
tries.
through. Yeah, a little bit.
So Bungie did a live stream, and it is detailing a new patch coming out, 2.5.0.2, right?
A lot of
Finally, yeah, a lot of dots and stuff.
a lot of dots and digits.
It just shows how much Bungie has put into it. If nothing else, no matter what you think about Destiny, you can't deny that Bungie has put a lot of effort
For sure.
into building up that game.
Yeah.
Credit, give credit where credit's due.
And I mean, it's not like it hasn't been well received. Like, there's plenty of huge fan communities out there for it. There's
Yeah, there was a huge turnaround, especially with the Taken King.
Yeah.
Or Year 2, as we veterans call it. Mark here is not a Guardian, unfortunately.
Alright, I went up to...
But
what was the
Delaila-
second expansion?
Delaila and I are both Year 1 veterans.
I was a Year 1 veteran too, man. I fucking played the...
No, you're a fucking conscientious objector. That's what you are.
This like, Guardian brutality over here.
It's because you didn't know who Zavala was.
Alright!
Yeah, what the fuck? How do you call
Alright.
yourself a Year 1 veteran and you don't know who Zavala
Yo,
is?
I don't know if we talked about this, but shout out to my buddy Mike, listener of the show, who texted me after he heard that episode and was like, dude, how do you not know who Zavala is? I don't know if I told that story on the show. I definitely screenshotted it and showed it to you guys.
Yeah, no, you should.
But yeah, shout out to him.
No, but I mean, so this stream, I see most of the big changes have to do with as with any multiplayer game. We see this already in Overwatch a bunch. It's the meta, it's the weapons meta. In this case, problems with special guns. Delaila, I'm sure you remember, shotguns. That you had to have a shotgun in multiplayer, like it wasn't a choice.
Yep.
Pretty much, the strategy is run around with your shotgun out, slide into somebody, one hit kill, bam, keep running, keep going, and then, whatever your primary weapon is, that changes, based on whatever the update is, whether it's hand cannon, pulse rifle. But now we're going too into the weeds. I
don't know what, not 70% of what you just said was.
Exactly, that's my point. We're just gonna bring it out a little bit, big picture. So, obviously, Bungie is still supporting this game, but we know through various sources, leaked, as well as, some official statements and investor reports and whatnot, Destiny 2, I mean, just through common fucking sense, Destiny 2 is in the works. 90% of Bungie is on it. 2 studios already, High Moon Studios, the guys who worked on the Transformer games, and, the other one, the name escapes me right now. 2 studios have been brought in by Activision to help them on Destiny 2, presumably.
Nice.
All 3 of them are hiring. It's full gear. So I think it's safe to say, despite the fact that we have this kind of change, which is a big change, quite frankly, in terms of the multiplayer meta, and even to an extent the single player meta, even though they're not really adding any content, I do think it's safe to say that the game is, for all intents and purposes, dead. Like,
Right.
people still play it, obviously, but I don't think we're gonna see any real content be added going forward to the game's current incarnation. So I think it would be nice. Mark, obviously, I know you don't have much to add, but we'll start with Delaila here. Just not a sending off, but what are kind of your passing thoughts on this game that consumes so many hours of our life? Like, compared to where we began when, you know, Destiny was, oh my god, this is gonna be the fucking biggest shit ever, to, you know, it comes out. Now, you know, we're done playing it, Delaila, both you and I. Even though I jumped back in for a few hours the other day, like, we haven't played in months. You, I think, even longer.
Yeah, I did not play the last expansion. But I did play up until the Taken King, and I beat that raid, and I did the hard mode, and after I beat it once on hard mode, I completely said I'm never playing Destiny again, and I've stuck with it, and multiple friends were like, oh, you're gonna go back to it, and I didn't. But just to put things in perspective, Destiny was my Overwatch at one point, and I would log in every single day, and I played for hours. I would be raiding for hours on weekends, and it literally took me away from so many other games that I wanted to play, and like in both a positive and a negative way.
Yeah, that grind's addictive, man.
Yeah, it is. It's like they force you, like, oh, you gotta do the dailies so you can get this reward, and then you gotta do the weeklies, and then you gotta do the nightfall, and the game literally created itself in a way that you always had to be playing that game if you wanted to get the best shit and keep up with everyone else. And I think eventually that grind literally burned me out, and by the time this new expansion came, I mean, after the Taken King, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm missing out on so much, like, not just video games, but life. It sucked my life.
Real talk, that's why I quit Overwatch, sort of, but...
See, I don't think I ever played as much as you, Delaila, although I do have a substantial amount of hours, hundreds of hours, because I mean, my disadvantage compared to you had a fire team to raid with. Right there, like, I only ever raided 3 times. I did Volta Glass once, I did King's Fall once, and... shit.
Crota?
No, I didn't do Crota. I mean, I did Crota, I tried to solo it, but I never got a fire team for Crota. Because you got to keep in mind, that's back in the day. I mean, there's still no matchmaking for raids, but back in the day, it was so hard to find people online to play with if you didn't have the right gear. And it was kind of a catch-22, because the only way to get the right gear was through the raid. So...
yeah, totally. And just shout out to my clan at the time. We were called the Crispy Gatos.
Crispy Gatos.
We would play, like, literally the minute the raid dropped, we would start to grind for it, and we were always a clan that beat it the first week that it came out, because it resets, and so if you don't beat it within that week, you would have to start all over from scratch, which eventually for me just got, like, really invasive. I was like, this is terrible. Like, I should not feel like I need to do this within a certain time span. So I have a very strong love-hate relationship with Destiny, but it's one of those things where I'm glad I experienced it. I don't regret putting the amount of hours that I put into it, but I also am so happy to be done with it and not have that urge to go back to it, because for a while it was kind of like breaking up and getting back together with Destiny.
Right. See, you're also one of those people where you impose that kind of challenge on yourself, whereas with me, since I was never doing the raid, I was never trying to be like world's first or any of that kind of shit. I was just kind of, you know, doing strikes over and over again and participating. You know, the only endgame content I could really do for the most part until more recent updates was Iron Banner. because that's how I got my highest level gear. So I literally had to wait for each Iron Banner to get one piece of the, the puzzle to get to the highest light level.
Wow.
So it took me fucking forever, obviously.
And I'm glad they did that, because at one point you had to do the PvE content. They didn't have other ways to get this gear, so I'm glad they did that.
You know what? It's so funny, just logging back in, earlier last week. It's so easy now. Like, the loot, and you played the Taken King, so it definitely improved. But, oh my god, even compared to Taken King, it's so easy now. You can literally get exotic and oceans of legendary engrams from, like, just strikes. Like, I remember back in year 1, it would take days just to get one fucking legendary engram.
Oh yeah.
Just one. And now, like, these motherfuckers don't know, man. They play like their first strike of the week, and they get like a fucking fountain of purple engrams. Dude, that would have made so many people jizz their pants in year 1.
Yeah.
Like, that took people weeks to do back in the day. It's amazing how much the game has changed. But
and for the better. I mean, nobody should have to go through what we went through. Like, that's literally psychotic what we had to do for that.
Yeah, no, definitely. But, like, to what you're saying about having to play so much and it being so invasive, I think that's one thing they definitely fixed. Because, I was surprised by the time I had played for, like, 2 or 3 hours one night, and I had done, most of the things that would take me, like, the course of a week to do. I'd used up all my rewards and stuff, and I'd gone up, like, the new light cap is 400. I'd gone up, like, 5 or 10 light points, in one night in the span of a couple of hours, which back in the day is unheard of. But, like, I got so much shit in that time span, just because of the way the systems are set now. I just give massive credit to Bungie. And, here's my final question to you on this subject before we close it out, Delaila. I want to know whether or not you plan on going back for 2. I mean, I'm definitely, day 1 for 2, just because I love, more than anything else, I love the shooting mechanics. That's always been an A++ in Destiny. Just the base gameplay mechanics in terms of shooting and combat.
Yeah.
But more than anything else, I love the world and the design and the lore behind it and all that shit. Just the aesthetic in general.
Yeah, 100%. I actually, when this the new expansion came out, I think it was in September, The Rise of Iron, I was like, you know what? I just want to play Destiny 2. I'm just ready for like a whole new start from scratch.
I was the same way.
I don't want to think about my hunter and all my other characters, because I had one of each. I didn't want to think about that. I just want them to go away. I want to delete them from my life and move on to something new. Because like you said, the music, the world, the gameplay, it's perfect. Like, that game was phenomenal. It still is phenomenal. I just, burned myself out from it. And I do hope that all these changes that they implement, they carry over, and they just start, like, right off the bat with all these changes, that all the feedback they got, and having all the changes right off the bat. And of course they will improve as the game goes if, like, people have more feedback, because that's just what they're good for. And I definitely give them full credit for that, and I will absolutely buy that game, Destiny 2, day 1.
Awesome. And we got to be on the same fire team. I'll join fire team, what is it, Gato?
Crispy Gatos.
Crispy Gatos. Yeah,
we also had sister fire teams. We had, like, the Dominicans, and so we would mix and match sometimes.
The Dominicans? What the fuck is this, West Side Story?
They were legit, like, all Dominican, too.
Oh my god.
One of their PSNs is King Trujillo, which Trujillo is, like, you know who Trujillo is, right? He's basically a conquistador in DR back in the days that, like, used to like take little girls from homes and shit like that. So anyway.
And do things to them.
Yep.
I got you.
Oh.
Well, I feel at the end of the day, it's a very similar situation, I feel like, with Overwatch, except, Overwatch had it right, out of the gate. But the gameplay, the design, the aesthetic, the music, everything's so good. I just feel just like with Destiny, with Overwatch, I've kind of burnt myself out. I just played it so much when it first came out, and I feel like the content hasn't kept up with you know, what I was looking for in terms of the pace of the update. And I'm not just talking about updates. I know that Blizzard's constantly been updating with the meta and stuff, but I'm talking just pure content, characters being added, game modes, gameplay, maps. Maybe I'm just a greedy little bitch, but speaking of Overwatch, there's a bit of a
segue.
Yeah, segue. There's a bit of a, you know, rumbling going on in terms of the, what do they call it? An ARG, the real world, whatever.
ARG?
Not ARG. What is it? What is it called when like it's like the real world meta of the game? I don't know.
ARG.
ARG. Yeah, whatever. I said it right the first time.
No, yeah. Did you? I thought that you said ARG or something.
ARG. Listen, Mark.
It's an alternate reality game.
This is why I said in the beginning. I never know what I'm gonna get from you. You're not loyal.
Damn!
I changed my name.
That's
Oh
such
my God.
shit. Am I no longer
Anyway,
vivacious?
anyway, let me know. You are vivacious. You're just not loyal.
Fuck, man, that's some
You're-
bullshit.
You're fucking dangerous. That's what you are.
Stop.
Fucking seducing people.
Fuck. Talk about this fucking. What
All
about
right, so
Overwatch? The fuck is happening?
The ARG. Back on topic. So there's been some rumors, some rumbling that what's his name, Terry Crews,
Eric Crews.
Yep.
fucking Cheeseburger Eddie from The Longest Yard. Damn, I fucking love that movie. That he may, or at least is interested in, doing the voiceover work for Doomfist. I don't even know.
Doomfist is ready.
Bonesaw, god damn it. Yeah, so no, there's just shit going on social media. Like, I guess he's said that he's interested, or like there was something about like a mock audition or something.
Yeah, he did like a video of like doing a voiceover, and like he was like responding to other Overwatch characters like Reaper and stuff like that.
Because he's
using,
a big Overwatch fan, right?
He seems to be like
Yeah.
hella into games in general. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to be an Overwatch character. I don't think he cared who, but now with all this talk about Doomfist, he's like imposing himself right in there.
You know what? I'd be totally down. I like Terry Crews.
Dude, I fucking love that guy.
From
Let's get him
from
in
what
there.
little I've actually seen of him, like I do like him.
Dude, he would be my new main if he was voicing this new character.
Even if
Which-
you didn't like how the character played, you're just like, I'm fucking playing Terry
Yeah,
Crews, man.
I'm fucking Terry Crews. I'm Cheeseburger Eddie. Always protect the McNuggets.
I always do.
I got fries that'll cross your eyes.
God.
But no, so the character he's supposed to be voicing over, Doomfist, has actually been part of the canon of Overwatch for some time.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, so we were arguing whether it's Mumbai. I don't know.
It's
Delaila
Numbani.
says-
Numbani.
Numbani. Oh, that was Mumbai. Okay, whatever. So it's
Umbani.
Numbani. You can tell I'm very cultured. So the cart that you push on Numbani when you're on attack, it's got that glass case above it. It's got that giant ass fist, you know, very subtle Doom fist. Actually, a story has broken that people have been digging into the source code and whatnot and have found, as of yet, unused assets, specifically that same cart, but the glass has been broken and the fist is no longer there, leading to suspicions that we will soon see a new character, the character being Doomfist.
I kind
Cool.
of feel like it's about time.
Yeah, I mean, we need a new character, and the last character, Sombra, that was teased. Sombra was teased for like fucking 9 months, and she sucked, and nobody plays as her.
She doesn't actually like. There's
She's
this
an
video.
interesting character. She's an interesting character.
I'll
with-
throw this out there. There's this video out there, okay, of this guy. I can't remember his name, but he edited a bunch of footage together of people giving him shit because he was playing all competitive, and he was playing as Sombra, and everybody was like being abusive and rude and reporting him and whatnot just because he was playing Sombra. saying like, yeah, if you want to fucking lose, play as Sombra. Yeah, that's great, guy. And then like that was just the first third of the video, and the rest of the video was him kicking fucking ass as Sombra. And then everybody like suddenly changes their tone, like, oh my god, like you're like the best Sombra I've ever seen. And it was like actually incredible. Like as somebody that tried Sombra, I think twice and did not like her, and it's the same kind of attitude I had about Anna as well. Honestly, I didn't really care for either of them.
The difference is that Anna actually synthesizes extremely well with a team,
right?
Whereas Sombra is a more solo character.
Right.
Yes, you can definitely kick ass with Sombra. It's just you're not gonna make too much of a contribution.
This guy was pulling mad contributions.
I mean, essentially, Sombra is not part of the meta, but there are people that play very well as her that they can get away with it. Like, if you do, like, a Sombra Zarya D.Va combo, Sombra can, like, hack the team, and then Reinhardt won't have his shield to protect his team from, like, a D.Va ult or, you know, when Zarya, like, gravitons them in. And so,
again, that's coordinated high levels of play, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But in terms of, like, if a lot of Sombra players I find are also good as Tracer, and I feel like they do better as Tracer because their gun's a lot stronger and stuff like that. And so, like, I feel less comfortable having a Sombra, although there are people out there that play phenomenal Sombra, and she's very difficult to play too. So, but yeah, she's not meta, so I can see, you know, she needs definitely a buff for sure.
I mean, I guess my point simply is that yes, technically, I suppose Sombra can make good contribution in like a very tight-knit, coordinated, high-level group, but and this is just my opinion. You know, take it or leave it. I feel like for the character to rise up from the shitty mark to mediocre to good, they need to be able to contribute in an environment where you're not able to coordinate, or, you know, no coordination at all whatsoever.
No,
so
that's fair.
So, like, for instance, you said Ana. Like, I love Ana. Ana's my main right now. When I do play occasionally, I just fucking love the aesthetic of the character in general.
Fine.
But I also love I love her moveset.
I'm not really knocking the characters. I'm just knocking my ability to play as them. I want more characters so I can try a new character and hopefully like them or be somewhat, you know, conducive as them.
No, but all I was gonna say was that Ana, even though if you're not coordinated, if you're not talking with your teammates, like most of the time I play, I'm not talking to anybody. It's match made, but I can still, you know, sit back, heal my targets, see where, you know, the flashpoints are, and be a support player as well as get in and do some damage. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I think. But I think, like, the I don't know, going back to, like, spark this in the first place, like, it is time to, like, maybe start getting a hint, or at least, or, you know, getting a reveal for a new character, and they've been teasing Doomfist since the game launched. Like, Doomfist has been part of the lore since the beginning.
People thought it was going to be the first character.
Yeah. So, and it would be absolutely sick if Terra Cruz actually was the voice. Like, that would be amazing.
It would.
I think at this point they have to, or else fans are gonna be pissed.
It's like, oh, that's just gonna be a massive disappointment to everyone.
Yeah, I guess the only sticking point will be how much he's gonna get paid for it.
Right.
They can't fucking give him his normal wages, his normal amounts of his lump sums of millions of dollars or whatever.
And also, just to make a quick point about Overwatch before we move on, there's supposed to be a Zarya short coming out soon, which I'm really excited for, because I think those animated shorts are really freaking good. And they're buffing Bastion, which is, like, ridiculous to me.
Remember the days when Bastion was, like,
the bane of
OP?
Everyone's existence?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was back when we all played together. Like, that was back before the game released, when it was like the beta or whatever.
Yeah. Even back then, I was bitching about Bastion.
Yeah, everybody was.
I'm like, he's
Yeah, but just one more question before we move on. Would you guys rather have Doomfist as a new character, or would you rather see a PvE mode?
Oh, that's a good question.
For me, it's PvE mode.
Yeah, a PvE mode would be cool for sure. But I don't know, I kind of like the idea of new character reveals too. I'm conflicted.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know that I can even answer it.
Okay then, moving on. Nobody cares about Mark's answer. I'm
Damn!
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Mark it. Answer it.
No. I'm not. I genuinely am not sure. I do want to say PVE though, like because we got character. It would be
because the game needs it for the long term.
If PVE was a thing that was promised, like I wouldn't want to have to wait for another major update, before we got that. I feel like that might or may not take precedence over a new character.
I see.
But...
They are keeping the capture the flag mode, which sucks. So.
Yeah, I heard it's shit anyway.
Yeah.
Man, they just can't catch a break with these modes, huh?
Well, I mean, the game was specifically designed like every
I get
detail
that,
around.
But even Lucio Ball was a blast, at least for a while.
Yeah, I think so too.
So the next story here. Speaking of blasts. This firmware update to the PlayStation will blow your mind.
Called Sasuke. It's actually Sasuke, but I like to say Sasuke. Should I just run down this list?
That's a yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, PlayStation 4 system software update 4.50. They like to add the zeros at the end. The beta's happening right now, so if you're in that, you already know all this stuff. But right now we know what's coming is some pretty cool things like external hard disk drive support.
What?
Yeah, you know about that?
No, I did. I was adding emphasis.
Oh. Well, yeah, external hard disk drive support. I almost want to invest in that because I'm fucking sick of deleting shit.
Yeah.
Custom wallpapers, so you can, take screenshots and stuff and make them wallpaper, like, theme kind of deal, like, themes you can... That's kind of cool. The quick refresh menu is getting a slight change.
Ooh.
Things are going to be a little more accessible,
like
seemingly.
Regular studio audience here.
The notification list is getting simplified. Things are going to be condensed, which, I'm all for, because that notifications list can get really, really just packed and redundant, almost.
Yeah.
Being able to post on PlayStation Network activity feeds. So, I don't know, more social features. I always kind of wanted to get more into the social features of PSN and PS4, but I don't know. I feel like nobody cares about what I have to share.
I feel like I always get annoyed because I have all these friends just that I grouped up with online.
Right.
not incidentally in Destiny, mostly.
Yeah.
Trying to fucking like find people to do raids with. Right. And they all turned out to be like fucking 13-year-olds. And they constantly message me like, raid bro.
Jason with little kids.
I have a poor history with PSN social features.
I gotcha. And last little thing, if you like to watch Blu-ray movies in 3D, you like 3D movies, you'll be able to watch those on PSVR. That's kind of neat. Yes.
Cool.
I don't know. I think the biggest thing about this update is the external hard drive support.
For sure.
Of course.
Like that's good enough for me. So, just a little update there. That'll be coming soon.
Nice.
Any questions?
No, I just got the one final thing here.
Nope. Okay. On with the tour. So, our last story of the day. Are you a bad apple? Oh no, it's bad egg. What are the fucking things that... Yeah, it's the geese with the eggs that go down the chute.
Yeah. What the fuck did you... Apple? Who's laying apples there, Jason?
Well, bad apple is a phrase.
I know, but... Alright, never mind.
I wasn't thinking of the movie. Fuck you.
Okay.
I know the song. What do you get when your kid is a brat? See, you can't do the next verse.
What do you get when you're recording a podcast?
Alright, let's go. Last story of the day.
Yeah, what's that?
So, Hajime Tabata. Is it Tabata
Nice.
or Tabata?
Tabata, it's Tabata, you got it.
Okay. I'm practicing my pseudo-Japanese.
Hajime Tabata.
Hajime, actually.
Hajime Tabata, yes.
He confirmed that Final Fantasy 15, much to the surprise of pretty much everybody, broke even. It actually broke even on its first day. It
Like,
apparently,
that's like the biggest deal, you know?
it apparently sold enough copies on its first day to break even with development costs. Now, here's the thing. Square has not given solid numbers, nor have they defined what development cost means. Most likely, this means development, like the actual budget that was set in place once Tabata came in, and actual development on what became 15 started. So about a 3-year time period. So what was it, 2013 that it was revealed as 15?
Yeah, E3 2013.
Yeah. So they're probably talking about, you know, from 2013 to 2016 when it was eventually released. Otherwise, you know, they're talking about the entire 10 years, which then, you know, that's why most people are finding this hard to believe, because how the fuck does one day of sales, even if it's a huge blockbuster like Call of Duty, pay off 10 years of development? However, even then, it still is somewhat believable, or could be, I guess. Just kind of throwing out the alternate argument or defense or whatever you want to call it. Because keep in mind, for the majority of the 7 years before Tabata got there, it was literally like fucking 2 people in a room drawing pictures of this fucking game. Like, nobody even knew what it was. Like, once the shit hit the fan with Final Fantasy 13, they started having problems in development with the engine, and then obviously the game came out, and they started shifting efforts to, you know, the sequel and all that stuff. Like, obviously, what's his name? Nomura was also tied between fucking Kingdom Hearts and all the shit, whatever he does in his spare time, I don't know. So, I guess even if they are counting the entire 10 years, it's still somewhat... I still could buy it, because I don't think they really put all that much money, if any, for the majority of that time period. I don't know, your guys' thoughts?
I mean, I just feel like a lot of people that didn't play Final Fantasy in the past played this game. Like, in the beginning, it says for fans and newcomers alike. Like, I think that actually happened. And I feel like people that don't play games bought
Greg
this
Miller?
Final Fantasy games. Yeah.
Wait, what? What about Greg Miller?
Don't you remember the Final Fantasy 15, like, the huge thing hosted by Greg Miller and Tim Geddes?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm a new fan of Final Fantasy, and Tim Geddes is like, I'm an old fan of Final Fantasy. Never mind.
I don't remember that at all. I mean, I have no doubt that it happened. I always thought Greg was a fan. Alright, whatever. No big deal.
I mean, just basically, I don't know. This game got a shitload of people were hyped for this game. People that don't typically play games, people that don't typically play Final Fantasy. So I'm not too surprised. As you guys know, I do sell my games after I platinum them most of the time.
Yeah.
And so Final Fantasy, when I put that up, like, oh, I'm selling this game, I platinum it, whatever. Don't me, okay? But...
Delaila just be chilling. Delaila just be chilling in the back alleys, like, yo, I got what you need. You need that Final Fantasy 15.
I got games. You want games? I got games.
Yo, boy, you need some Noctis in your life.
Right.
Nah. Well, anyway, I got like freaking 10 private messages about that game and sold it literally the next day very easily. So, I don't know. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, there seems to be this, like, common narrative on the internet throughout, like, NeoGAF and threads that, like, Square Enix has been lying and this game was a financial failure and all this other shit, and yet Square also just happened to have, around the time this news came out, an investors meeting, and they're fucking up on everything. Their profits are up, you know, they're up like something like 25%, I think.
And it should be added. That's not only because of Final Fantasy. That also another contributor to that was Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yes, obviously.
I'm
talking the company as a whole.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like as the company as a whole, that was another major contributor to them being up.
So like overall, this is a big victory for Square, and obviously, I don't think Final Fantasy as a brand, as a franchise, would have been in trouble unless this game was a massive failure. Like we're talking the Order 1886 failure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But Final Fantasy needed the win, and I think this is kind of whatever you want to call it. This is the confirmation of that win. If not, not everybody agrees that it was a great game or even a good game. And, it is a little divisive, particularly with old school fans. Nonetheless, it's financially successtal. So for Square Enix's eyes, it's a win.
And if you want to hear more about our thoughts on what the game was like, you can listen to that Final Fantasy 15 spoiler cast. Courtesy of SonyCentric. Plugs on plugs on plugs.
Also, shout out to Square. They're doing their thing, man. They're coming out with new games. They're supporting the Vita. They're gonna support the Nintendo Switch. They're all over the place in like the best ways ever. So
no, man, we're just giving mad shout outs tonight.
Yes, yeah, man. They're fucking bringing us some Iron Man, some Hulk, Captain America.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was just announced a week ago, and I already forgot about it.
Fucking the Hulk, man. I don't know what he'd be doing. He's smoking some dank weed over there.
Oh, that's why he's green.
Yeah, it's so dank it makes him green. Oh, somebody got it. I didn't know how to get the dank in.
Well, we had to get the dank in.
We had to. Especially because, and now the news is over, we got one last bit of news.
We have news. It's bitter, yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
I suppose, as the host, I have to be the one to lay this out. But unfortunately, folks, this will be the last episode featuring the three of us.
Possibly the last episode.
Possibly the last episode ever. We don't know how it will go going forward.
We're not quite sure, but
we do want to thank anybody who's viewed any of our episodes or any of our spoiler casts, but especially the people, repeat viewers, and people who came back on a regular basis, and anybody who is potentially a fan, because anybody who could be a fan of me, you just gotta have some kind of moral fiber that I can't comprehend. And
Jason,
really, yeah,
Jason, I'm a fan of you,
and I can't comprehend you, Mark. So
I'm probably the most vivacious fan of you.
Maybe. I mean, we all know what goes on when we stop recording. But
go to bed. We're tired.
We tell we tell Delaila, yo, alright, signing off, and then once she signs off, we get to it.
Oh my god.
But let's get back on track, because this is a serious, goodbye.
No, it is. But
we want to thank all our fans, everybody who made the show possible. We want to thank the Outerhaven for letting us do this show. It's been awesome. And we'll see what happens going forward, whether or not this is the swan song, or if somebody else picks it up and runs with it. We'll see where it goes. As for the three of us, we do plan on continuing to create content, and if you want to seek out that content, if you're a fan of our dank antics, you can follow me at solid_quas. You can follow Mark at Nibelheimian, NIBL.
No.
E.
You want me to spell it?
H.
I'll spell it.
EIMAN.
Got it wrong.
Mark, spell it.
I'm at Nibelheimian, NIBELHEIMIAN.
And this is why I made him the co-host, folks.
Yeah, boy.
Way back when. Way
back when.
55 episodes now. And finally, Delaila, aka at Assassina-san. That's ASSASSINA san.
You basically spell ass twice in dash san. So like ass in san.
Nice.
Ass in a san, so like two asses in a san.
Yep.
We're just confusing everybody. Nobody's gonna be able to find us anymore. But yeah, if you want to follow us for any new content that we do, we're definitely gonna be posting it up on those Twitter handles. And
do you have anything you want to say real quick?
Oh yeah, you guys.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I started working with the Outerhaven in January 2016, and you know, things got busy for me, and I tried various podcasts in the beginning, and you know, I tried the A1 general podcast. I've tried the anime podcast. I've tried several podcasts in the past before finally being recommended to be on the Sony team. And I want to say, like, right off the bat, not to get too mushy, but I felt like comfortable with you guys right off the bat. And
well, I feel comfortable with you too.
Thank you.
I feel so uncomfortable around both of you. It's just the worst. I'm kidding.
And so, you know, thank you guys for making me feel comfortable. I was new to podcasting, and I feel like over time I've gotten better at it, and I'm more comfortable doing it. And now it feels like I'm just having a conversation with some buddies, you know, every week about video games, things that I love. And also I feel like we're all kind of on the same page when it comes to Sony and video games and our passion for PlayStation, and that also helps. So shout outs to the Outerhaven for letting me test different waters, and then finally realizing what ocean I wanted to stay on, which was SonyCentric. Yeah, get a little poetic here. And yeah, so
it's beautiful. It's like, were you just reading James Joyce?
No. Nope.
And Mark, do you have any final remarks?
This show was something to look forward to every single week. I went through a lot of really tough times last year. And this show was something that I feel like I can definitely consider like a rock. Something that kept me grounded, something for me to come to every week and just turn all that off, you know, for a moment, just to talk to you guys about stupid fucking video games. And
like Sebastian and the Never-Ending Story.
I've never even seen. I need to see that. That's something that I feel like I should see.
But continue. Sorry.
No, that Jason and Delaila, you guys have meant an incredible amount to me. This show has meant an incredible amount to me. We told listeners, we told you to follow us on Twitter. We told you to follow the three of us, because going forward, this isn't the end. Like, SonyCentric, even if it continues after this episode, and like I said, it's up in the air whether or not it will. So if this is the last episode, if this isn't the last episode, it's definitely the last episode with the three of us. And if SonyCentric, with what that meant to you, was the three of us, that's not over.
Yeah.
We want you guys to follow us. We want you guys to pay attention to what we're doing, because what we're doing in the future, that's something that's coming, and we're looking forward to it. We're hoping that you all join us on another journey, in this crazy industry and this crazy medium of podcasting. I really hope that you come back along with us, because we certainly will be.
Yes. Follow us.
Yes, sheeple. Kidding.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of my imagination. Alright, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
This is a Willy Wonka episode.
So, I just felt so inspired by, you know, your poetic remarks there. You have quite the gift for oration, or oratory skills, however you want to call it.
Try.
Let's close this out. Again, I mentioned, you know, thanking the Outerhaven for giving us this opportunity.
Yes, thank you, Outerhaven.
For sure.
And so I want to end, obviously, as we always do, with the outro. This has been SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. You can check out all of the Outerhaven's content at youtube.com/theouterhavennet. Make sure if you liked this particular video, though, before you head over there, hit that like button and subscribe. And you can get all that content, alerts when it goes up, all that good stuff. They got other good shows like the Experience Microsoft podcast. The Outerhaven has its own official podcast. There's an anime one. There's a Nintendo one now. Got all sorts of stuff going on. So check that out. You can also check out www.theouterhaven.net for the written content, the reviews, the articles, all that good shit. Check it out. And folks, if you didn't know, Mark's been working his ass off. Put these up in audio format on iTunes. You can get it there. There should be a link in the description.
The entire SonyCentric backlog is up there, including the spoiler casts. So,
Okay, Mark.
you have plenty there to listen to.
Okay. Pat yourself on the back. Got it out of your system?
I'm just saying, damn. Go on the go with.
And as always, Assassina-san over there, fucking running a ninja social media campaign. Getting our faces on Facebook. Getting motherfuckers to fucking comment. And that's another thing. Comment below. Because we want to know what you think. And we want to hear the good thoughts. And even though we won't probably see it anymore. But
No, I mean, no, well, trust me, believe me.
We'll see it. Yeah,
if you've commented on a video of ours, I have seen it. I've acknowledged it at the very least to the team. I'm so thankful for anybody that has given us feedback. I'm so thankful for anybody that has listened to the show. And like I said, I really hope you come along with us again one day.
Come with
because we will be back.
And
God damn it, Jason. Jesus
This
Christ.
has been SonyCentric, the Outerhaven's official PlayStation podcast. It's been real, Internet. Peace out.
Later.
See you later.